Okay, the day has finally arrived for you to open up your editorial letter and your manuscript, and you see everything, and you're immediately overwhelmed by how long the document is and how many comments and suggestions you have to go through. Or maybe you're still shopping for an editor and you're just interested in how all of this works. In today's episode, I am going to break down what to actually do with the feedback that you get, how to organize it, how to keep it straight, and how to decide what your next steps are. Hello, welcome or welcome back to Chats and Chapters. I am Caitlin Howarth, book editor, story fanatic, and today I want to break down what to do when you get feedback from your editor. This is specifically for developmental editing feedback. So leave me a comment below if you want me to do a series and cover line edits and copy edits and proofreads as well. Proofreads are probably like super duper alley-ooper self-explanatory, but I can do line and then copy if you're interested. Before we get started, if you are looking for an extra pair of eyes on your manuscript, the link to work with me is in the description below. If you are still in the drafting phase, possibly, and you are unsure about your self-editing journey, my revision roadmap program will start its second round on June 22nd, and you can join the waitlist now. The waitlist opens on May 25th. So the only way to join the program is to join the waitlist. So you join the waitlist, learn more about it, and if you decide to not join, then you just don't sign up, and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here is what you get from me if I do your developmental edit. You are going to get your manuscript with track changes and comments back, and you are going to get a developmental memo with a chapter by chapter breakdown and my thoughts, suggestions, questions, anything that comes up for me as I am reading. And then if you choose, if you need a little bit more guidance, a call after you've gone through all of your feedback for additional clarification and or brainstorming. I say after you've gone through all the feedback, very serious. You have to go through all the feedback, get your thoughts together, and then we jump on a call and sift through what you want to go through. What I don't allow to happen is to have a call like the next day once an author gets their feedback back, because they haven't gone through it. They might be a little more emotional. They haven't sat with it and really considered any of the feedback within that 24 hours. So you have to go through it, sit with it, and really think about what changes you want or you don't want within your story. And then we jump on a call for additional clarification and brainstorming. It's not every author needs it. I have had a few that they're not interested in it, but it is incredibly helpful for the authors who do want it. And I love it. It really just like tickles a part of my brain. I love like the questions and the feedback and just all of the things. It just warms my heart. So step one, once you get the feedback back, is to first let your editor know, respond to the email, say that you received the documents. Just a nice gesture so they know they didn't like disappear in the wilderness of the internet. And then you want to read through everything. You want to read through everything without making any changes. Exactly how I suggested last week when you go through and read your first draft and you write out comments and this and that and the other of like what you might want to change. You don't actually change anything. So same step, you just have a notebook and or leave yourself comments. You can do this on the memo. So if you want to highlight and parts where there's a suggestion, whether you agree with it, you disagree with it, you think actually maybe, but I could take it in a different direction. If it sparks something, you can leave comments there. And then you can also with like, if I'm just going to use it as me, if I left you a comment about something, a suggestion, you could respond to my comment. That is an ability within Microsoft Word. Write down what you agree with or disagree with, write down what you want to change, write down what you don't want to change, and have that running list, have that notebook, that Google Doc, however, spreadsheets, because I love me some spreadsheets, have all of this in one place. So that is step one. You want to go through everything, download it, ponder on it, let it simmer, all of those things, and take some time away from it is step two. Take some time away. don't look at your manuscript or your memo or your notes for at least a week, just to let it sit. And then you come back with fresh eyes and go through your comments, go through your notes, and see if you still agree with anything. Maybe you were a little fired up and you were a little emotional when you disagreed with something that was suggested, or you were too harsh for some idea or whatever. So you want to come back with fresh eyes and see if you still agree with all of your comments and decisions, and then ones that you change your mind on, you adjust from there. If you decided, yeah, I'll change this thing, and then you're like, actually, no, because you had an idea during the week of something else that you could do. That's totally fair. Step 3 is going to be, once you have finalized all of your notes and comments that you want changed, you decide what to start with first. This is very much like running your self-edits. So once you have all of your notes and your comments together and you know exactly what you want to do, you have to decide what you want to start with first. And this is going to fully depend on the volume of feedback you received. So again, with self-edits, it is not uncommon to do multiple rounds. You do not, and you should not try to change and fix everything within one pass. So you want to start with the biggest things. If the editor commented about a character arc and they were confused because maybe this character didn't really change at all, you might want to go in and do one pass and just focus on that one character if it is one of the main characters, and that is going to create avalanche changes within your entire story. That makes sense to do one pass for that character. You start with the biggest pieces of the puzzle. If there were a lot of comments about pacing, world building, like I said, character arcs, start with the biggest one that will make the most difference, and then you move to the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And the goal is for the problems, for the things that you want to change, for the things that you want to fix, getting smaller and smaller as you go. So I do suggest going into revisions with a plan. Like I said, you want to have that list. You want to know exactly what you're doing. Write out a list of passes that you're going to do, what needs to be done, so you can cross things off as you do them. This is a good thing of, like, obviously you're organized, but it's a check off. It's a little star sticker that we got in like school, like you accomplished this. I also suggest working in chronological order so you don't get confused about what is where and what is new and what is old and what you changed and what you didn't. I can't remember. Does that character actually say that? Did I delete it? I don't know. You should know if you have a list and you follow it and you work in chronological order. And then when you're done with all of your passes, I suggest taking another break, so another week or so, and then give it one last read through to make sure that you're happy with it. So if this is a developmental edit, you might be looking at like a month in between a developmental edit and like a line edit. If you have that set up with an editor, maybe even more, really depends once again on the amount of feedback that you have, and also the amount of feedback that you want to implement. You might get a ton of feedback back and you actually only want to implement half of it. So that is a possibility. Once you have done all of your passes, your entire list is checked off, you have all of that taken care of, take another break, and then give it one last read through and make sure that you're happy with it, that your story is what you wanted from your story, that your characters are what you wanted from them, and also that it reflects you and what you wanted it to become. So that is what I suggest doing when you get feedback. I suggest reading through it, sitting on it, having a list of things that you want to change, updates that you want to make, shifts that you want to move around, and then going through it layer by layer, pass by pass, starting with the biggest things, going to the smaller things, and making those edits one round at a time to not overwhelm yourself, not confuse yourself, work in chronological order, and then once you think you have it where you want it, go back through, do one final pass. And this one, I would say, since you're comfortable with it, if you want to tweak something, go through that. I don't think you need to like start a whole nother list unless, you know, you need to do that. But hopefully not. Hopefully with the feedback and your initial list, you are good to go and just kind of smooth it out. So once again, if you are looking for an extra pair of eyes on your manuscript, the link to work with me is in the description below. And if you are maybe not in the getting feedback stage, but you want to be there one day. You're still going through your self edits. My revision roadmap program starts on June 22nd. You can join the waitlist now. It opens May 25th. I hope you found this video helpful, and comment below where you are currently at within your manuscript process. Are you still writing? Are you about to start editing? Are you getting your feedback back? Is your manuscript with an editor? Let me know where you are so that I can cheer you on, and I will see you in the next one.